Chapter 1, Pestering. The first year that Kirsten and her family lived in the little log cabin on Uncle Olaf's farm in Minnesota, the autumn weather lasted into December. Although the stream froze and they had to melt ice for water, there was only a little snow. Papa often stroked his beard and pointed to the geese flying south. A very hard winter's on the way, he said. It will be much colder here than in Sweden. We have to get ready for the deep snows. But Kirsten thought that traces of snow on the pines looked like the sugar mama sprinkled on ginger snaps, light and sweet. It was hard to believe winter was coming. One day, when Kirsten came into the cabin after school, she smelled cinnamon. Something smells delicious, she said. What are you making, Mama? Mama had her sleeves rolled up and her apron on. It's time to bake Christmas bread, she answered. Come help me. Kirsten washed her hands and tied one of Mama's long aprons over her school dress. Don't forget to cover your hands with flour so the dough won't stick, Mama said. She took several loaves of risen bread dough from the cupboard and set them on the pine table in front of Kirsten. Kirsten pushed her fingers into the dough and punched it down. When the air was out of the dough, she shaped it into round loaves to rise a second time. The smells of yeast and spices made her mouth water. Will Christmas in America be just like it was in Sweden? Kirsten asked Mama. Will Christmas in America be just like it was in Sweden? Kirsten asked. Mama wiped her hands on her apron. I don't know, Kirsten. Some things here are different. And you know we don't have money for extra treats, but we'll do the best we can. Mama must have seen that Kirsten was disappointed, for she added, Here, take a piece of dough and make a loaf of bread for your doll. As Kirsten rolled the piece of dough between her palms, she glanced at Little Sorry. Little Sorry lay on Kirsten's trundle bed. She wasn't a real doll at all. She was only a worn stocking stuffed with milkweed floss. Kirsten had made her because she missed her real Sorry so much. Real Sorry, with her pretty face and her blue dress, was still far away in Riverton. Kirsten had to leave her there last summer when all the money Papa had saved for their trip to America was gone. He couldn't hire a wagon to carry their trunks, so they'd left most of their things in a warehouse and walked the last 20 miles to Uncle Olaf's farm. I wish I had my real Sorry, Kirsten said. She set the little doll loaf of bread on the wooden tray with the big loaves Mama had shared. I know you missed your doll, Mama said, but work comes before play. We needed both your hands to carry tools and blankets that day. Mama's voice softened. And you'll see Sorry again soon. Mr. Burkhoff sent word that the trunks had been shipped as far as the store in Maryville. When Papa has time, he can take the wagon and get them. Oh, could he go today? Kirsten asked happily. Maryville is 10 miles away, Kirsten, Mama said. It will take Papa half a day to get there and back with the wagon. It's too late to go today. Will he go tomorrow? No, Kirsten, Mama said. He won't have time tomorrow. Couldn't we just ask him? Kirsten said. It would only make him cross to ask, Mama said. Papa is too busy now. When will Papa have time? Kirsten knew she was pestering Mama, but she wanted the trunks and Sorry so badly that she couldn't help herself. Mama leaned across the table to brush flour off Kirsten's nose. You know Papa and Uncle Olaf have to get the farm ready for winter. That comes first. Be patient a little while longer, Kirsten. Well, why don't you and I take the wagon and get the trunks? You know how to drive the horse and wagon, Mama. Now, Mama smiled. You're full of ideas today. But there's school for you tomorrow, and we aren't strong enough to lift those big trunks. We can get along with what we have until Papa has his work done. But don't you want the shawl more made for you and your candlesticks? Kirsten asked. She looked around the bare little cabin. We all need the heavy quilts and our warm clothes for winter, and Papa needs his hand tools, and I need Sorry. Or at least I miss her. Don't you miss your things too? Mama patted the last loaf of bread and set it on the tray. People are more important than things, Kirsten. Kirsten traced a heart shape in the flour on the table. You always say that, Mama, but things help me remember people, too. When I wear my sweater from Mormor, I can picture her knitting it for me. If I could see the Christmas cloths you both wove for the rafters, I feel like she was here with us. Mama had the dough tray halfway into the cupboard, but now she stopped and looked closely at Kirsten. Even in the dim cabin, Mama's eyes were as blue as the cloudless sky. You're a wise girl, Kirsten. Our things can have special meanings for us. They help us remember. I feel just as you do. You do? Kirsten asked. Mama nodded. I often think of the day we finished packing the painted trunk to bring to America. Do you remember that day? I remember it was spring and there were buds on the maple tree. Mormor and your friend Mrs. Hanson came early in the morning and stayed all day to help us, Kirsten said. We were used to working together, Mama said softly. How carefully Mormor folded our sweaters, and Mrs. Hanson brought dry lavender to put in with our linens so they would smell sweet when we unpacked them here. Mama gazed at the window as though she could see Kirsten's grandmother and Mrs. Hanson right now. I remember how you all laughed when Peter begged to put a sled into the trunk, Kirsten said, and how we all cried when we said goodbye, Mama whispered. We knew we would never see each other again. Kirsten was surprised to see tears in Mama's blue eyes. She didn't know that Mama could get homesick too. Mama, are you all right? Kirsten asked. Abruptly, Mama turned and shoved the bread tray into the cupboard. Of course I'm all right. She poured coffee into the coffee pail and held it out to Kirsten. Now take this hot coffee out to the barn for Papa. He forgets to rest and warm himself unless we remind him. Let's get on with our work, Kirsten. Papa stood in the back of the wagon to 4K into the barn. His cheeks were red from work and from cold. He climbed down and took the coffee pail from Kirsten. Just what I need, he said as he sipped the steaming coffee. Bits of hay stuck to his work jacket and his beard. Kirsten leaned against the wagon wheel. Papa, could you go to town tomorrow and get the trunks? Mama and I need some things for the painted trunk especially. Papa glanced at Kirsten over the rim of the pail as he sipped. When all our work is done here, I'll go for the trunks, he said. First things first. Kirsten looked around at the wide fields. The farm was large, and she could see that there was still much to be done. When will all the work be finished? She asked. It must be done before the heavy snows come, or we won't get through the winter. Now don't pester me, Kirsten, he said gruffly, but when he handed her back the empty coffee pail, he patted her shoulder. I'll get the trunks as soon as I have time. But Papa didn't have time. The hogs had to be butchered and the meat smoked. Papa and Uncle Olaf spent a whole week repairing fences. They put new runners on the sleigh and new shoes on the horse. In the evenings, they mended harness leather and stuffed extra clay between the logs and the cabin walls to make the cabin warmer. They put up a fence to keep snowdrifts off the path to the barn. When the heavy snows came, it would be too late to do these important things. Kirsten knew that when the heavy snows came, it would be too late to get the trunks too. The drifts would block the road into Maryville, and the snow wouldn't melt until spring. She couldn't wait until spring to have Sorry back. The more Kirsten thought about the trunks, the more reason she found for wanting them. Surely Lars wanted his skates, and Peter wanted his clay whistle, and she thought that unpacking the painted trunk would be like a visit home to Sweden for Mama. Every night when she said her prayers, she prayed that Papa would get the trunk soon.